where he couldn't stop. And so it got to the point where he didn't just want alcohol and marijuana. He wanted some pills. And when he couldn't get his pills, he wanted some heroin. And it steamrolled and got worse and worse and worse and worse. And on the night of October 6th, 2015, just 3 months before my brother passed away, Andy lost his battle with heroin addiction. Wasn't at a party, wasn't on the bender. He just went in his room that night and wanted to feel good, wanted a quick high before he went to sleep, shot up a little bit of heroin, and he never woke up. My heart aches when I think about what our family has become. When I think that my grandparents have had to bury 3 of their grandbabies. My heart aches when I think about my dad burying his favorite person on earth. My heart aches when I think that my mom has buried not 1 but 2 of her sons. My heart aches when I think about the 3 little boys that Daniel left behind, that they're growing up now with no father. My heart aches for my niece that Zach left behind. And although we've been given the opportunity to watch her grow up and watch her develop, we're seeing the damage that was done by his absence in her life and his addiction. I don't bring up these stories about my family for sympathy or for attention or anything like that. I truly want to bring these stories up so that you guys learn that it can happen to you. It can happen to these all-American families that have it all together. It can happen to the star athlete. It can happen to the person that goes undercover all through school that no one ever talks to. It doesn't matter who you are, it can happen to you. And so I want to shed a little bit of light on that. The next thing I want to talk about, moving on, is a little bit of science. Miss Patton's the one that brought me here, so of course I had to bring the science out. But that's what I do for a living. I am a physician assistant in psychiatry, and so I do mental health medication management up in Columbus. And so throughout school and grad school and my career on a daily basis, I've learned a lot about what addiction is, how it affects your brain, how it affects your body, and how it affects your mind. You know, a lot of people look at addiction and they say, oh, this is just a behavior, right? If somebody wants to stop doing something bad enough, they'll stop it. They'll pick the priorities that are important in their life and their behavior will match that, right? If somebody wants to, love on their kids more than they want to do drugs, that kind of shows me that they're a good person. If they pick drugs over their kids, that shows me that they're a bad person. A lot of people think that people that die from overdoses did it to themselves. That we don't need to reach out to help them because it's their choice. They did it to themselves, right? Medical research, science, and brain imaging, like x-rays of your brain, have proven that to not be the case. So all the science that they've accumulated about addicts when they study addicts' brains has proven that there's actual biological and chemical differences between somebody's brain that is a drug addict and somebody's brain that is just a normal, healthy person. So there's a couple different things that I think are the easy way to break this stuff down is to think about it in 2 ways. One, there is this drive to always want more. So in the middle of our brain, there's this clump of cells called the reward pathway. And what the reward pathway does is it secretes and dumps out this chemical called dopamine. Dopamine makes us feel good. Whenever our body does something that helps it survive, so whenever our body eats, drinks water, or sleeps, things that help our body keep living, our brain will secrete all this dopamine and make our body feel good. And so that we keep doing those things so that our body stays alive. Well, drugs, the way that they wean themselves into our lives and into our brain is they do the same thing, but 10 times stronger and 10 times more. So whenever we do drugs, our body also secretes all this dopamine to make us feel good, but it does it 10 times more than it does when we eat a cheeseburger or take a nap. And so over time, your body is like, wow, I really like that. And so it makes a lot of sense why somebody that's a drug addict, when they're given the choice, well, hey, if I take this heroin, I'm going to get a handful of dopamine. Whereas if I go eat this cheeseburger, I'm only going to get a pinch of dopamine. Well, yeah, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to think, okay, yeah, the person's probably going to pick the heroin. Same thing goes with relationships. Relationships also increase or secrete the dopamine in our brain. So when somebody is given the choice, hey, do you want this heroin that's going to give you a whole handful of dopamine, or do you want to go watch your kid play basketball, which is just going to release like a pinch of dopamine? What do you think they're going to pick? Probably the heroin, right? So there's one, you can see how that cycle kind of feeds and causes somebody to want to crave that more and more and more and more. The other side of that coin is, once somebody does get addicted, why do they keep doing it? Why do they keep going back and keep getting more and more and more? Is it only because they just want that high, they want that feel-good feeling? Well, not always. That's part of it. But there's also this desire to avoid the withdrawal. When your body takes a drug over and over and over, your body becomes dependent on it and expectant that it's going to get it every day. It loves the drug. And so if you don't give your body the drug, your body wants to punish you because it craves that drug so bad. And it punishes you by making you feel super crappy and super sick. It makes you go into withdrawal. You get body aches, you feel like you have the flu, you throw up, diarrhea, your body's sweating and aching. It's trying to kill you. And it feels just as bad as it sounds. Once you take the drug again, those symptoms will go away. And so you can see as somebody gets hooked on a drug and they take a drug over and over, well, I don't know, who would want to ever feel that way? Nobody. And so somebody has to keep taking the drug over and over and over in order to avoid feeling that way. So the combination of those two things, that drive to want that dopamine rush and the drive to avoid withdrawal, makes a lot of sense. It explains why addiction is now classified as a disease. It's an actual disease. It's not a behavior or a choice, it's a disease. Because when we look at two people's brains, an addict and a healthy person, they're completely different. An addict does not have the capacity to make decisions like you and I would. Their brain fundamentally is changed because of what the drug has done to their brain. And so I think that changes a lot of things for us. One, it changes how we should look at drugs potentially affecting ourselves, right? When we are given the opportunity to go to a party or to take a drug or whatever, we're not always in control. Once you start introducing that drug into your body, it changes your brain so that you can't have control, so that you can't make decisions like you would right now. It also changes the way that we interact with other addicts in our life. If there are people in your life that are struggling with addiction, it's really hard to have patience with them, right? I'm sure that there's a handful of you guys that know this. It's really hard to be patient and to look at somebody that is destroying their life and making all these terrible decisions and say, hey, I'm gonna have patience with you, I still love you, even though you're making all these bad decisions and you're making my life hell, I'm gonna keep loving you. That's really hard to do. But when we notice and look at these brain scans and say, hey, there's an actual biological reason why someone's behaving this way, it makes us have a little bit more empathy for these people. If I would have known this kind of information before my brothers would have passed away, I think that I would be 100 times more empathetic for them. I know, speaking on behalf of the rest of my family, I know the biggest thing that we struggle with going forward is regret. That we didn't love my brothers enough, or we didn't do enough, or we didn't say I love you enough. And a lot of that was because we were just so worn out by their behavior. Loving an addict or being related to an addict is hard, it's super hard. But when we realize what's chemically going on biologically, even though we can't see the disease on their face, We know by looking at all of this medical research and medical evidence that there actually is a disease process going on. And so I encourage you, if you guys have addicts in your life or you know people that are struggling, just love on them. Encourage them to get help, love on them, tell them I love you, hug them when you go home, just be there for them. And at the same time, be extra cautious that this can develop in you, because it's not always just a choice. You're not always just faced with, okay, should I take this drug or not? And most of the time I want to have the willpower to say not. That's not the case. So just be aware of that. All right, the last thing I want to talk about is how this stuff kind of affects you guys. There were 3 kind of observations. When I was looking back at Daniel and Zach and Andy's life, and even my own experience in middle school and high school, there were a couple of different things that I saw recurrently as kind of risk factors. Apart from genetics, and apart from kind of family history and that sort of thing, there were 3 things that I think start here now in middle school as kids here, that decisions are going to be faced with, or opportunities are going to be faced with, that are going to put you at a super high risk if you partake in or you fall victim to, that are going to put you at risk to becoming an addict. And those 3 things are peer pressure, gateway drugs, and accidents or injuries. And so I just want to briefly touch on each of those. Okay, I'm sure that obviously you guys have all heard about peer pressure. That's nothing new to you guys. You guys know what peer pressure is. When friends or people that you go to school with pressure you to do things you didn't really want to do. That all starts right here. Right? I can remember in 6th grade being offered pot, being offered pills. Some girl brought pills to school and was like handing them out like candy. Like I remember that stuff here, right where you guys are.